Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. How can Star Citizen build 100 star systems? I heard it's only going to be 5 now. Well, I want to talk about Star Citizen's tech that it's recently unveiled at CitizenCon that enables them to build hundreds and hundreds of planets, hundreds of star systems eventually. What is the plan? What is coming? And how good is this stuff? Is it worth the wait? Well, it is, because you get dynamic weather and seasons and really dense forests, and it is really cool looking. Star Citizen has some very impressive tech behind it and really amazing looking graphics. CIG have unveiled their latest tools and planetary updates at CitizenCon, and this is going to help them potentially make those hundreds and hundreds of planets and hundreds of star systems. Though the star systems, the amount of them and the amount of planets isn't so important to them anymore, at least in the short term. They're kind of concentrating on filling the universe, the planets and moons, with a ridiculous amount of high quality content and just improving the biomes and the stuff there. So Star Citizen 1.0, the first commercial release of Star Citizen, where there are no more resets, will have 5 star systems. That's a lot less than 100. You're going to have Stanton, Pyro, Nyx, Castra, and Terra. Why drop to only 5 star systems for the release? It's kind of an arbitrary amount, and 1.0 does not mean that they're done with Star Citizen. The rest of the star systems they've got planned, the other 95 plus, will come after, and they should be a lot easier to create. Not all of them, some of them are going to be a lot more complex. Well, maybe not more complex, but there's alien systems that they need to build the architecture for. So it's not just, bam, we've got all these tools done, now the other 95 are just press button done. Some of the star systems might be that easy. So why are they focusing on density of content on each individual planet rather than more planets and systems? So originally Star Citizen was going to have like maybe 1 to 4 landing zones per planet and moon. They then basically went, ooh, procedural planet tech and procedural landings. And that made for massive planets that you could land anywhere on. And now they want to fill the universe with content. They want those planets to be full of content because otherwise they're shallow. And there's no reason for you to land anywhere, right? There's no need for Star Citizen to be seamless and you to be able to land anywhere on a planet if everyone on the planet is just boring. So how do they do this? Well, at CitizenCon, they showed off Genesis, planetary and universe construction tools, and what they're hyped about at the moment. So this allows them to make significantly more beautiful worlds and rely more on procedural generation more than before, while still getting great high quality results. So they're going for a data-driven simulation that enables them to take into account geology, soil, temperature, humidity, and many other factors when building biomes and planets and these sort of big ecosystems. And they're able to have much more natural-looking, varied biomes across planets and then scale that to across a universe. So there's tons of stuff that's been improved over the older Planet Tech v4 now, and this is basically Planet Tech v5. As part of this, they've got better generation for cliffs and mountains, as well as ravines and valleys. They have significantly reduced popping in of assets, which is absolutely fantastic. They have much better looking assets at range, and as you get closer, there is a significantly reduced tiling effect and like observable patterning with textures, much harder to see that. The object scattering tech allows for better placement of assets like rocks. It uses things as well like better lighting, global illumination, ray tracing, Vulkan, and much more immersive audio at scale. Loads of improvements to the planet tech and the engine stuff. In fact, CIG have said they're going to continue improving their engine and graphics well beyond 1.0. There will never be a Star Citizen 2, they said, but they will keep on improving their game, and there could well be a Star Citizen 2.0, as it were, but you wouldn't have to buy it. They're just improving the game to 2.0, 3.0. They keep on going. You see what I mean? One of the more impressive things that they're able to do is have much denser forests as part of that generation of the planets and biomes and stuff, and for those forests to be a lot more performant. And this is true of vegetation in general, lots more vegetation. They're building out more and more assets as well. But when a forest is generated, it takes into account things like other vegetation, competition, light, water sources, moisture, shade, growth, seed dispersal. This gives forests a much more immersive look, and each individual tree will make sense where it is. They are also introducing seasons to planets that will have deciduous trees lose their leaves in autumn and change colour, but also weather to be affected. The temperature of the planet's going to change. They are also introducing true dynamic weather that includes better looking clouds and dangerous storms, so storms can roll in, and you are going to want to be inside or not in the storm. You're not going to be wanting to fly your ship in a storm, because if you get struck by lightning, which they showed, that could be quite catastrophic. No Faraday cages here. If you get struck by lightning, you explode, or at least your ship will get damaged. And this basically goes, there are reasons to use ground vehicles and to not fly around in your ship, but it also could be a ticking clock as part of a rescue mission. Wait, there's more. They are expanding out biomes with different variants of forests as well, so there'll be different forests based on where they are on planets and different planets. You could have massive redwood forests, but also you can have things like swamps and jungles and other biomes, but they showed off these redwoods and swamps and biomes and dense forests at CitizenCon in some detail. These will also have variants that are going to be procedurally driven, so they could be unique per planet or even per area of a planet, because they're all sort of data driven. You will get emergent biomes potentially, and you will get creatures appropriate to those biomes. They might be variants of creatures from other planets. These impressive procedural generation tools for planets and biomes also allow for settlements and locations, and for them to be clustered together. So they've been improving the tools for all this sort of placement of settlements and for distribution centers. And on each individual planet and moon, you could get a load of settlements around resources and things. So you could have a distribution center, and then around the distribution center, you might have multiple refinery towns. And then around these refinery towns, you might have multiple mining outposts. And then around the mining outposts, you might have multiple caves around them. These clustered locations should make sense to why they're there and sort of how they're there and what sort of operations they're supporting. So it might be to support industry, it might be a military base for weapon testing, it might be outlaw outposts for some reason, and they're away from the other lawful outposts. And this is all going to obviously support tons of different missions and just content for you to explore. But you could potentially have thousands of locations on a single planet or moon. And that's not including sort of player bases turning up as well. All of this is built with NPCs and AI in mind, so not just assigning them homes or whatever and filling them out in those areas, be they animals or in a settlement, actual humans or aliens or whatever, but the system goes, there's some terrain here, what kind of cover is this? How suitable is it to be used as cover by NPCs? And so they have like a emergent cover system where they go, I understand what this cover is and where it is. But also this works with Maelstrom, the ship and train destruction system, so cover can get damaged, and then AI might go, this is less effective, I am not going to use it. NPCs and animals will have day night cycles. You might see animals congregating more near water sources. They're going to be doing different things at night than they're going to be during the day. Obviously it might get colder at night and stuff like that as well. So this is all taken into account for all of this generation and all of these systems. And they're not stopping there. They're continuing to improve these systems further. But for Star Citizen 1.0, you should see all of these biomes that they have shown. And then you'll see more and more variants of this sort of stuff appear. These tools should enable them to build much larger worlds and star systems quicker at scale than ever before, while filling them with tons of high quality content. I really loved that Brave New Worlds presentation they opened CitizenCon with, because basically it was a tribute to last year's engine demo with, these are some of the ways we've improved the engine, and we're going to have better results in the way that we use the engine, and we're going to have prettier planets. So I am interested to know what you think about that, and do you think, yeah, this is awesome, and I love the fact they're improving their engine more and more and more, and their tools and everything, because that means that they shouldn't have a dated looking game by the time they actually release. I mean, I think their plan is genuinely to not have a dated looking game even 10 years after release, because they're going to try to keep on improving it. Question I did get answered actually at CitizenCon, but I think there's also a post about this. Will there be orbiting planets? Is that still the plan? Planets obviously rotate already. They have orbiting planets. They've tested it in a dev build. They've sort of turned it off at the moment because, at least in the short term, this is causing lots of issues. So having rotating planets when they haven't got all the answers for how all the other systems will interact with it is just not ideal. So they're turning it off at the moment. It is apparently still the plan in the future to have planets that orbit. I personally don't think it's necessary, but I'm only telling you what I've heard. But this is not planned for 1.0, and they'll see where it goes and if it's sensible. Some other questions that are currently left unanswered are, can we harvest wood? I think they've previously said maybe, probably. We'll have to see. And are trees otherwise destructible? Can I affect a biome on a planet by destroying stuff or planting other things? Or can players affect biomes, basically, in a big way? And how long is it going to be before we have 100 star systems? Is this something we're looking at within 20 years' time? Something like that? Is it much more of a priority for them? And it seems to be that they just get those 5-star systems in with tons of content and then keep on adding a system or 2 per year. What's your preference? What would you like to see from CIG? Do you not really care if there's only a handful of star systems, as long as there's so much to do in them that it's sort of irrelevant that there's only 5? And obviously more are coming later, but it's just I'm talking about for Star Citizen 1.0, whenever that is released. Are you loving their new tech and what they're doing with this, or do you just want them to release quicker? So less things, release faster, no more resets is what I'm after. That sounded quite musical. Tell me what you think in the comments below, and listen to this beautiful potato-headed chap about getting NordVPN, because you probably need it. A very long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, CIG had taken over the development of NordVPN, and at NordismCon, the yearly Nord FanFest, they were releasing their first game, Squadron Nordy 2. It's amazing, and it would truly revolutionize the FPS industry. Then I woke up and realised that NordVPN is already great and released, and it doesn't need an FPS module, it's a VPN. And you should get it now, links below, discount, helps channel, read bullet points. Every month we have a ship giveaway. For October, it's for a Drake Corsair with a game package and lifetime insurance. All you have to do to be in for a chance of winning that lovely Star Citizen access and ship that can be used for exploration, but it's also this cool little multi-role, multi-crew ship. You just need a comment on any of our videos made during October. That will go into the hat. It's not a hat, it's a spreadsheet. It goes into that, and then a random person is chosen. With the addition of Alpha 4.0 and Pyro, there's going to be tons more to see and explore. The Corsair is perfect for that. Good luck. Please consider supporting the channel as well. We've got the join button under our videos that will make you a channel member. That goes a long way in supporting the channel, as does becoming a Patreon. It's pretty much the same thing, but for different mediums. You can also like, comment, share, or sub, things like that. That all helps with the channel hugely. Thank you so much for your support and watching, and I hope you have a great October.